What is up, fellow bench warmers? Welcome to another daily fantasy. Hey guys, what's up? It's another day, another quickie for us. Hope you are not tired of hearing our voices. But today was a short day, or at least it wasn't as exciting, I guess, the day in the NBA with just 4 games in the slate. And of course, I'm your host JJP with Kamish. Kamish, 4 games today.
Yes.
Nothing to, except for maybe the Dallas.
That was a good game. The Dallas
Clippers game. And it seems like Clippers have involved themselves in a lot of these really close games for so far in the season. And yeah,
because they're down their star, Kawhi, and they're well coached. So even if they're down their star, they won't be blown out. They'll be competitive because of how good the coaching is for the team.
And then we've had 3 games which are okay. Nothing too, I think, not really a blowout, as the Lakers closed in at the end, tried to catch up, but they fell short, way short.
Yes, I guess the opposite of the Clippers. I mean, the Clippers are well coached. This Lakers team goes back to the time they hired Frank Vogel and they did not want to pay Ty Lue. So they went with Frank Vogel. It's just a wrong decision all around. They did win a championship. But, today, the offense just sucks. I don't know. I don't know where they're going with their offense.
It was just weird. I watched the fourth quarter of the game, and they were catching up. By the time I watched, it was close. And that's the reason why I watched the latter part of the fourth quarter, because it was close. They caught up with the Knicks, but what the heck were they doing? They were shooting threes, forcing it. Malik Monk was taking some, towards the end, he was just trying to shoot threes, and then Melo, they were just trying to put it to Melo. Anthony Davis wasn't even involved.
Yes,
in the latter part. I mean, he is their best player, I guess, at this point. Best offensive player.
Well, maybe Westbrook, but I don't know. You could argue Westbrook offensively might be better, but still, at the very least, AD should be featured in the team's offense.
Yeah, I mean, if they just feed it to AD inside, I think that's gonna be hard to stop as well. I mean, the Knicks, maybe they have Nerlens Noel there, but they're not. I think AD can still battle those big guys of the Knicks, or maybe a pick and roll between the. I mean, I don't like the way they were just shooting threes as they were trying to catch up. It was like a lazy attempt to catch up. Or maybe they were really tired.
I don't even like the way they use AD as sometimes a pick and roll, or just after a while where nothing going on, just give him to him down low late in the shot clock, and then opposing teams will double team him. So he's he kind of put in a bind where he really doesn't have enough time to do something with the ball. So maybe a little bit more creativity in that sense would allow him to really flourish, because this year he's been good. But I feel like there's a lot of games AD should have been better. Mm-hmm. I think I would have had
like today. I think
today
he just had 20 points. Not
6
really
rebounds.
Not really the type of AD numbers AD owners would want, right? It was Westbrook who has played really well today. It's just, I'm not sure if it has been a trend, but the moment Westbrook gets all those stats for himself, it seems like the Lakers struggle.
Usually, yes. But today, in fairness to him, he was needed. He needed to do that for them to to come back. So I guess he was within within the offense and everything. It was okay. It's, I guess, more of the coaching today was the problem. But yeah, I agree with you. Usually when Westbrook, tries to get his own, tries to get his stats, tries to get his
Particularly the
points.
scoring. I think the rebounding and the assist, we won't really complain much about those. But if he tries to do too much to score, I think that's where the Lakers are put in a situation where I don't think they would want that to happen. Right? If he's
Yeah.
they'd rather have I think they would rather have AD there or operating inside and then kick it out to their shooters. That's how I think. Of course, we're not coaches here, so of course, as fans, we feel like we always know better. But yeah, in reality, that's not how it works. But yeah, I mean, the Lakers lost, but we don't care about that. Like I always say, all we care about is stats. And one of the Laker who has been struggling is Talen Horton-Tucker.
Yeah. Well,
he had zero today, right?
Yes, and he started. LeBron didn't play, so of course we were hoping he would get his pre-LeBron stats the first two games he had, where he had 20-something points and was a top 15 guy. So we were hoping that to happen again, because when LeBron came back, of course, his numbers plummeted. But today, he wasn't. You watched him. His shot wasn't falling. Offensively, he seemed out of it. So
I just watched the fourth quarter and he wasn't even involved. I didn't even remember that he was there. I think it was Melo, Monk. I don't even remember
Avery Bradley.
Avery Bradley and the other guys. So I really didn't watch much of Talen Horton-Tucker. But it's been like 2-3 games already. I think he hasn't had a good game for the past.
And of course, we've been asked what to do with him. For me, he's not a must hold. LeBron's coming back the next game from suspension. He's gonna probably go back to the bench. He will have good games on the bench, but if you have a higher upside free agent ad, or maybe someone who's hotter than him, I'll go ahead and do that switch. I'll swap that.
So Talen Horton-Tucker, one of our worry players. These two, the next two worry players, probably on the same boat as Talen Horton-Tucker. I feel that they're borderline there already. They're close to being, dropped in a lot of leagues. Eric Bledsoe and Kemba Walker. I dropped a Kemba Walker in one of my leagues, the Castaway League. And
okay. Actually, I'm close to dropping Kemba also. I have two Kembas. One is a 16-team league. One is a 14. I'm holding on to him this week only for the streaming schedule, because as we talked about the schedule this week, it's kind of weird with the no games on Friday. So New York has games on the light days, so I'm holding him until then. But after this week, I may also move on from Kemba. As Joseph Chrysostom said, Kemba Sura Walker.
I picked up Chuma Okiki instead of
that's good. That's good for me.
Kemba, and I feel like I don't think what we see now from Kemba is probably what we'll see for the rest of the season. I just feel he won't be as featured here in New York.
You hit it right at the spot. Not about him not playing well, but even if he plays well or doesn't play well, he doesn't get minutes. He doesn't end close games. In the first half, he usually plays the first 6 or 7 minutes. Come on, even if it's LeBron or whoever, in 6 to 7 minutes, he's not gonna be able to rack up stats here and there, unless he really gets hot and shoots 3-4 3-pointers right away. Then you'll say, okay, I'll not rest him. But I get it. It's the rotation. Play him 6 or 7 minutes, get somebody in, and then just maybe bring him back the second quarter. But that's not what's happening. He plays 6 or 7 minutes in the first quarter, and then doesn't come back until the third quarter. Yeah. He plays the third quarter. Let's say the whole third quarter if he's playing well, and then he doesn't play the fourth quarter. So I don't get it. It's just that they're deep. They have Rose, they have Quickly, they have Burks. They have so many guards that they could use. So I guess, if one of those players are hot and the team plays well when those players are on the floor, Kemba will not see the floor anymore.
Or maybe that's
So
just the rotation because I heard during while watching the game that Alec Burks is I think the league's top scorer when it comes to the fourth quarter. That means he is being featured or being used a lot in the fourth quarter. And yeah, and I think that's
and you
the
know
reason
why?
why. Why?
Because their starting five as the worst net rating, second worst in the whole NBA. So when these players, Burks, Quickly, Obi Toppin,
Yeah,
even Ernest Noel come in, or even Derrick Rose, they really have to catch up because their first five has put them in a hole.
yeah.
So that is one of the reasons why their second five has been one of the better scoring fives in the NBA
Yeah,
right now.
and this is not to say that New York got Kemba for nothing. Pretty much because he's not really contributing. But I think the value of Kemba in the regular season is not as good as maybe when they get to the playoffs, wherein they would need some experience. I feel that's where he comes in a little bit more because of the experience and the veteran. But I think
Yeah,
the regular season, I don't think the rotation, he's going to be a big part of the rotation. Plus, of course, load managing him because of the injuries and also I think that's a big factor on why he isn't as significant or relevant in terms of fantasy. One player though who's been significant so far, but has been how do I call this? Has been really playing with fantasy managers' mind. Eric Bledsoe, is he a drop? Is he a ad? I mean, the
I've
moment we talk about Eric Bledsoe being a drop, he gives us some decent numbers. But once you wait another week, he gives you some really bad numbers.
in fairness to us, we have already said to drop Eric Bledsoe a couple of days ago, way before. We've said about the roller coaster ride of Bledsoe, and for me, yes, he's a drop. I don't care if he will be playing better when you drop him. It's just that given his number one upside low, I mean, not really a guy that will be a top 80 guy this year. I guess you agree.
Mm-hmm.
Might not even
Yeah,
be a top 100 guy. So why hold him when he's cold? I mean, we hold Jalen Greens, we hold these guys, Jalen Suggs, because there's a possibility right?
they're gonna be better.
Yes, I mean their ceiling is way higher than what Bledsoe can give you. So for me, if he's cold as he is right now, and he was actually benched today also, he actually benched today. So plus Marcus Morris is back.
It's
I know
back. Yeah.
you're gonna tell me, but Morris is a power forward. But there's a trickle down effect with the minutes if Morris comes back.
Yeah.
Because of course Kennard will not play the small forward, this and that and that and that. So I think Bledsoe can be dropped already.
Plus, the usage won't be as much now with Marcus Morris
Mm-hmm.
back, and also his backcourt mate Reggie Jackson has been playing really well over the past few games. Uh,
Yes.
so I think that contributes to the struggles as well of Eric Bledsoe or the poor fantasy numbers of Eric Bledsoe. So yeah, Eric Bledsoe, Talen Horton-Tucker, and Kemba are our three worry players. Who to buy or maybe who to replace some of these players with? Jeff Green. We're not sure how long Jokic would be out, just in case you missed out on that. Jokic missed today's game again. He
We
warmed
called
up.
it.
He tried to. He wanted to. I think, based from the reports, but yeah, I think they will be cautious about Jokic.
And again, we said that this week is a 2-game week. So last week, we already said that there's a possibility he misses the whole week, which looks like that's the case.
Yeah. So yeah, Jeff Green could be a player you can stream on the next Denver game. Do they have a back to back?
No, they don't have a back-to-back. They have another game. I think their next game, I'm not sure if it's Saturday or Sunday.
Yep.
But that's the last game for the week. So maybe check it out. Check that out if you have open roster spot for Green. MPJ, Jeff Green has slotted into the MPJ role at the power forward, small forward, power forward position. So he has not done much. And we know Jeff Green, he's not really a guy who will do a lot. He will have good games like today. He had a good game, but he won't be consistent. But if Jokic will not play, continue to not play the next game, then short term he'll be better. And of course today PJ Dozier. I know people do not know.
I was just about to say, I think
yeah,
Denver's one of the teams who has been plagued by injuries. Of course, Jokic, Michael Porter Jr., Bones Highland didn't play today, and then PJ Dozier, Jamal,
and PJ,
and then PJ Dozier went down.
Looks like an ACL. Looks like an ACL. Woj already tweeted now that it's an ACL injury, and the Nuggets are asking for a roster spot, the hardship something exception, because they already are down so many players. That's why a guy like Jeff Green, as I said, looks good in that sense that he will have a lot of opportunities to produce.
Yeah. So Jeff Green could be bought or stay. They just wait for the day that they're gonna play and stream him on that day.
I'll add Facu. We're gonna talk about Facundo Campazzo, right? He was already out of the rotation when Bones was playing well. Given everything that has happened, he's returned to the rotation, and he's like a McConnell, but he's not as consistent or as really as good as TJ McConnell. It's like the Argentinian McConnell, but he can give you the assists, he can give you the steals, and given everything as we said, I don't know how many players are left with Denver, but so I think Facundo Campazzo, especially for next week.
Yeah,
check him out.
Jeff Green and Facundo Campazzo, buy players. Maxi Kleber played today, first game since that injury.
No, second game.
Oh second game since the injury.
Remember the last game we talked about him?
Yeah, he had 4 and 5. 4 points and 5.
And we said that no, I don't care about this game. I feel like he's the guy to own there. Yeah. Dwight Powell was benched today.
He's always the guy that a lot of fantasy analysts like because of the upside.
Powell?
I just Kleber.
Kleber. Yeah.
Because of the threes and the blocks, right? But it's just that the minutes are not as consistent.
Yes,
that's the problem with him.
But as I said, if you're gonna own one big from Dallas, it's not Kristaps. Should be Kleber. And Powell, I know Powell will get his minutes at some stretches, but like today he was benched. They put Willie Cauley-Stein in. Then Willie Cauley-Stein starts and plays 15 minutes. I don't think he's a good basketball player. So even if he starts, he gets token minutes. It's Kleber, like today, 33 minutes for him. If he gets 30 to 33 minutes, he's a guy who could shoot threes and block.
Yeah.
Of course, not as good as Jaren Jackson or Brook Lopez or these guys, Mo Bamba. Not as good as those guys. But for deep leagues, he will help you. He will help your team.
Yeah. So Maxi Kleber, add him. I think I added him in a 18-team league.
18-team, yes. Yeah. Even 16-team for me is an add already. Jalen Brunson was injured today.
So that's another guy that any add there from the guard perspective.
Actually, I'm looking at Dorian Finney-Smith more than Trey Burke because the only other point guard there is Trey Burke. And Trey Burke might get minutes, but I'm not too excited about Trey Burke. I think Dorian Finney-Smith will get some more minutes out of with Jalen Brunson out.
Yes, that's what I like to hear. That's what I like to hear. I have a lot of Dorian Finney-Smith.
I think Dorian Finney-Smith.
Although Dallas would only have one more game left this week, so
I know the Dallas game. I think the Dallas game is Monday, the last day of the week, and so that's
gonna give you another thing to think about if you're gonna add them now or wait until the streaming day.
Wait until the streaming day. I think you will have a complete lineup tomorrow.
So you don't have to add anyone tomorrow.
Friday is
There's
no
no
game day.
games.
Yeah. So it's down to Saturday and Sunday. And Saturday is complete game also. 13 games or 11 games. Sunday is the one that's 8 games, a little less. But basically, you will be waiting until the weekend anyways because you have complete games or no games. So you wait until that time before you add them.
Yeah. Or look into your Saturday, Sunday lineup to see maybe there's one player there you won't be using on a Saturday game and then they don't have a game on a Sunday, right?
Yeah.
That's good. That's also a possibility we're in. Since it's a full slate, the Saturday games, there would be some players that you would not be using, and that's probably one of your worst players, right? So you can already add them there in that on that day. So Maxi Kleber, and then we talked about Quickly and Alec Burks. They're the New York's Rara guys in the fourth quarter in the second half.
Quickly is good. When you watch him, he reminds me a little bit of Maxi. Just doesn't have the opportunity that Maxi has.
Yeah,
that's how I look at them. They're similar. They're very similar. And if he was the one who's starting, I don't know, in Philadelphia or here in New York, he's gonna be a must add in no time.
And Alec Burks, of course, we talked about him. I think yesterday or the other day.
Yeah.
If you need the threes and the steals, could be your guy. I think a lot of managers have already added him in a 14-team league. So yeah, Alec Burks, Corey Joseph of Detroit.
Let's talk Detroit.
Let's talk about Detroit. Luke Garza played in the first quarter and was in foul trouble, so he scored 7. And then pretty much.
I think it's Luka, right? Luka Garza.
I think remember.
Luka, but he played 3 fouls right away. He came back, got a foul right away. Was manhandled by Dwayne Dedmon. He was having a problem with the physicality of the Miami bigs. So as we said, if you were gonna stream a big, it should be Trey Lyles. He had 6 points, 9 rebounds, and nothing else. As I said, he's a very low-end player, but if you like the rebounds, that's not bad. I mean, if you had an extra roster spot, 9 rebounds is 9 rebounds, right? So yeah. Trey Lyles was okay, but Corey Joseph.
Isaiah Stewart would miss just one more game, so I don't think he would be a long-term hold for you guys. I'm not sure how the cut on Stewart's eye would affect him in the next few games, but he'll
as long as it doesn't bleed, he will not see red, right?
Yeah.
If it bleeds, he might go crazy again. So as long as it doesn't bleed him, he should be fine.
Yeah, I hope that sparks something in Isaiah Stewart's game. Corey Joseph, a stream or an ad?
Yes, a stream for the week. Killian Hayes will be out for the whole week. That's the reason why he's starting. And we know Dwayne Casey loves him.
Yep, I was just about to say.
As much as Tibbs loves Derrick Rose, Dwayne Casey loves his Corey Joseph. He has 9 points, 9 assists. That's not bad either, right? 9 assists.
Yeah, 9 points, 9 assists. It's hard to get assists from the.
And I think he had 2 steals. I think he had 2 steals. So for me, as long as Hayes is out, he's for sure out this week. But if he's gonna be out, as long as he's out, I'm okay with rostering Corey Joseph.
Corey Joseph is a solid fantasy player.
Yeah.
The only thing is he needs the minutes, right? He's not a per minute stud like other players. He needs the minutes, and the ceiling is not as high. Right?
Yes,
but if you give Corey Joseph 36 minutes and you give Killian Hayes 36 minutes, Corey Joseph might perform better than Killian Hayes.
Yes. I wouldn't say better. I would say overall more consistent with the stat. As you said, his ceiling is low. So
his ceiling is low, yeah.
He gives you in 36 minutes. He might give you what he did today: 8 points, 7 points, 8 assists, 9 assists, something like that. Something low end. Killian Hayes will give you 0, 4 points, and then will give you 10 points and 7 steals all of a sudden. And then will be 0 again. So you can see that the ceiling is high with Killian because he's a young player and he has talent, but just can't get it together yet. So I agree with
And
you. Overall,
Killian will
Joseph might do better.
hurt you in a lot of ways. The turnovers, right? The field goals. So that's also another problem. But yeah, Corey Joseph has always been fantasy relevant at some point in the season and then will be dropped later on. So I think this is nothing new to veteran fantasy managers that Corey Joseph is a buy or a stream option. Let's quickly talk about maybe one or two feel good. Who do we want to talk about here? Kristaps. Kristaps been playing really
Kristaps?
well. Yeah, Kristaps has been.
Yeah. What do you do with Kristaps?
I've seen some Kristaps trades being asked.
A
lot of Kristaps trades being
Can you give
asked.
an example of who Kristaps is being traded for?
No, I just saw it in our group.
Okay.
Group page. There were a lot of questions about Kristaps.
My question to you is: do you think? I mean, let's talk about health. That he will be healthy the rest of the season. Do you think if he's healthy the rest of the season, this is the real Kristaps? Like this would be Kristaps going forward. Do you believe that? Do you buy it?
Yeah, I think I can buy it now in the sense that they have a new coach. Maybe the system is really helps him a lot in terms of featuring him. So yeah, I can take that. I think the real only question mark with Kristaps has always been the health. I don't think there has been any questions about the talent or the production that he's gonna give. It's just that I don't think I can rely on him to be healthy throughout the season.
Actually, what you said, last year, even when he was healthy or was playing, the stats weren't there. He wasn't doing this.
Yeah,
he wasn't doing this.
But again, like I said, it's a new system now, and I feel like it's gonna stick. Right. I mean, I feel like this is how they're gonna do it. They're gonna feature him more. I haven't really watched much Mavs game, but based from the stats alone, obviously he has been better.
Yeah.
So the question is if it's gonna be sustainable, I guess.
Here's the deal with Kristaps that I know. He's shooting well. He's 50-40-90 as you saw there in the last 7 games, 50-40-90. And with this guy, if he shoots well, he does other things well also. That he's that kind of a guy. He's that kind of a player that if he doesn't shoot well, everything else also is like he pouts. He doesn't get the same motivation to do the small things, the rebounds, the defense, and everything. That's what I see with him. So I don't know if he's gonna shoot this well the rest of the season. I think he won't shoot this well the rest of the season, but he won't be 38-40% or the way he was at the start of the season. Yeah. I think he will tail off a bit, but not really too bad. So yes, I buy it a little. I mean, I buy it not all the way to this level, but he won't be as bad as before.
He won't be able to sustain the percentages, but
not at
this
level.
Won't be as bad as
Not at this level. Yeah. Yes, a little bit down, a little bit, maybe 47-48%. That's what I'm thinking. 85% from the free throw range, something like that. But what I don't buy is the health. That thing, I really just do not believe he will be healthy. So, I will agree with you. The new system, the new coach. I think Kristaps is really a better player this year. Maybe top 40. Yes, for sure, top 40. But per game. I don't know for the totals because I don't know health wise where he would be. Yeah. I would give an example. I'll try to pry away DeAndre Ayton maybe. Richaun Holmes is struggling. I will consider Richaun Holmes.
I've seen that Porzingis Holmes trades.
I go with Holmes. I go with Holmes with that deal also.
Another player who has been playing well is Tyler Herro. Mm-hmm. Another player, if can you believe that he can sustain it? I mean, we've already questioned him earlier if he can sustain it. well, I think if I'm not mistaken, I've always had this inkling this year that it's looking like he can sustain it.
So
Yeah,
I
so
asked you this question that we talked about yesterday: Lonzo Ball or Tyler Hero? That was
uh
what we talked about yesterday,
yeah.
right?
I'll still, what did I say yesterday? I forgot already. Maybe no, I still go with Lonzo because of the other
You went
stats
with
that
Lonzo, I think,
yeah,
and I also went with Lonzo.
I'd go with Lonzo because of the other stats, the defensive stats. Because I like players who can give defensive stats.
So you believe Lonzo will rank higher than Tyler Hero this year?
Um,
He ranks higher right now. I mean, it's not too far anymore. I mean, Tyler is top 70 already. So Lonzo has dropped down also. So they're close. They're close.
yeah, I think Lonzo could finish higher than Tyler.
Yeah. Yeah, possibly. It's tough. I'm still thinking right now if I want Lonzo or Tyler Hero. But um at this point, yeah, probably still Lonzo. Probably still Lonzo.
I think this is now going to be a question of what stat do you need. I feel
Yeah.
like if you need the scoring, if your team needs the scoring badly, you'd go with Hero. If you have players like maybe players like Chris Paul in your earlier picks, right? Chris Paul, or
Good point.
maybe
Yeah.
some Lamelo, right? And then you'd probably want to boost your scoring because you're good in assists and your steals are okay. And then later on, you have some steals there already with the Matisse or the Vanderbilts. Then you can go with Hero just to boost your scoring because scoring is also hard to find. And the way Hero has been playing, he's been really more of a scorer more than anything else, right? That's his role in this Miami team. You don't expect him to play really good defense. He's not a facilitator if Kyle Lowry is healthy.
But you actually put it very, very well. That I think at this point he has played well enough that the answer to that question has become, what do you need more?
Yeah.
Right? Because if the start of the season, if I asked you, do you want Lonzo or Tyler Hero, you would have just said, come on, Lonzo, right?
Yeah.
For sure. So he has played that well already that Jeremy was correct. You at this point, I think Lonzo and Tyler Hero won't be too far off. So it's more of who you need. What you need. What you need.
And Hero is, the percentages of Hero are good as well. I mean, they're not bad for a scorer.
Mm-hmm.
He's shooting really well. I think,
Yes.
given that he's taking more attempts, scoring 30 points, 27, 28, right? The shooting has been really good. If you watch the games, the confidence is really there for him. You can see it. So that he gains an advantage over Lonzo. It's just that the defensive stats, obviously, it's going to be Lonzo. The assist probably a little bit on Lonzo's side. The rebounds a little bit on Lonzo. That's why probably Lonzo would end up higher because he can give you more in other categories. But yeah, if you need a scoring, threes, maybe threes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, probably they're gonna be close. Better percentages, I guess, with Hero and less turnovers. I guess. I just feel Lonzo would probably have more turnovers than Hero.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so
I think so.
So it's just a matter of need here. And yeah, trading
Correct.
Hero for Lonzo is not veto worthy anymore at this point.
Yes.
Right.
Agree.
All right. So yeah, that's it for our quickie for today. Tomorrow is a full slate, so we've got lots of things to talk about. But Friday is a rest day for the NBA. No games on Friday, but we'll have some live Q&A. So just perfect for you. Just perfect in case you guys have some questions for us or want some help with your lineups. Yeah, and the week is gonna be fun. With tomorrow's gonna be fun. There are a lot of games, and I'm pretty sure uh, there will be lots of good performances. And hopefully, you're winning. Tomorrow is the crucial point of the fantasy week.
a lot of game time decisions, so you better check early. Jaylen Brown, injury
Jaylen Brown.
management. OG and Precious Achua, they're questionable. OG has been upgraded to questionable for some time. Precious now downgraded to questionable. SGA is out with a sprained ankle. Tobias is still questionable. Seth Curry is questionable. So there's a lot of players out there who you have to look, because you have a complete roster next tomorrow.
Yeah, so you can fill them out with other
you
players.
Probably, the worst thing you can do is start a player who is not gonna play, and then have 2 or 3 players on your bench that will play.
Yeah,
so
and play
so
well, and play well.
Whether they play well or not, I mean, that's still the worst thing. I mean, you should be playing all 10 or 9 roster spots tomorrow.
Yeah. So yeah, tomorrow could be a good turning point. Usually, a full slate is a turning point already in your matchups, wherein some teams get separation already from their opponents, because it's a full slate and probably you're on equal footing already. And then the next few games there will be less games, so you don't know how who, or the players that would play for you in the next few games are not your best players, right? So that can also happen. Like if you have a Dallas team, for example, this week, or a Denver player with Jokic, that's going to be a big disadvantage for you,
like me,
right? So tomorrow would be crucial in the sense that if you have players like Luka and Jokic, you should not get blown out after tomorrow. So that gives you a good chance towards the end of the week. All right, yeah, that's it for the Fantasy Quickie, and we'll see you again tomorrow. Bye, guys.
bye.